I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how. Can filmmakers still make money on Amazon in 2021? Yes. And this isn't my opinion. This is factual. I'm basing this on my experience and the experience of others that I have seen direct results from. And I'm talking about predominantly narrative films here, as Amazon no longer accepts unsolicited submissions of documentaries or short films. That said, the earnings there do run the gamut. A couple of my best performing titles were earning over $4,000 a month this year. I have seen a few other filmmakers rocket past that. For example, I know a filmmaker that cleared over $100,000 on Amazon the first month of their movie's release. And no, unfortunately, I cannot name that title. But that's definitely an outlier. The averages are much lower. What you make on Amazon will directly correlate to your individual project and how well you market it. If you do these things really well, sky's the limit. If you don't, not so much. If I were to average out the titles across my whole library, I would say my averages on Amazon are ranging around $300 to $1,000 a month. But I've had others that earn literally a few dollars a month. Some of you might say, well, that's way too low to support a decent budgeted indie film. And to that, I say, well, you're right. I'm not saying here that Amazon should be your only revenue source for your film's exhibition. Regardless of your film's budget, you should try to get it on as many platforms as possible. I'm just saying that Amazon can be one of those, and it is still viable, at least for right now. And then once you add in revenue from other platforms and ancillary sales, you can exponentially increase your overall revenue. I've done very well this last year as an independent filmmaker, and a good chunk of my earnings in 2020 came directly from Amazon. So to anyone that says that it's dead or a waste of time, it make only pennies, I say, hold my beer, motherfucker. Now look, it's true. The pay there is not what it used to be. In some cases, it's up to 15 times less. In fact, over 50% of all independent filmmakers that have movies up on Amazon are going to be earning less than 1 cent an hour on SVOD there. That's just what it is. We're living in a world where other streamers might pay a little more, but it's still very low. But let's also keep in mind, and I've been saying this for the past 3-4 years, Amazon is still the only major streaming platform that allows users to upload directly on their own. No distributors needed, no aggregators, no marketplace, no gatekeeping. Well, almost no gatekeeping. It seems these days they're being a little pickier about what they put up, often citing the nebulous "doesn't meet customer expectations" line when they purge your movie or don't put it up in the first place. But again, it is what it is. So we can either complain, we cannot upload there anymore, or we can go about our business and make what we can while still seeking out alternate avenues to exhibit our films. I choose the latter, and I do recommend that others do the same. So what is Amazon paying filmmakers in 2021? As of January 2021, Amazon is paying filmmakers between 1 and 12 cents per hour streamed on SVOD, subscription video on demand. That's the Amazon Prime. They based this rate on the film's CER, customer engagement ranking. The higher your CER is, the higher your rate. However, if you're 50% or below, that's automatic 1 cent. And this is completely unconfirmed as I'm still waiting on my Q1 results from 2021, but I've heard rumor that the CER threshold has been raised to 60%. So now, if you have anything lower than 60% CER, you'll be at the 1 cent an hour, and then the scaled rate goes up from there. So what is CER? It's a percentile ranking of all the movies uploaded through Prime Video Direct, either from individuals or distributors, based on certain customer signals. So this is how Amazon defines it. CER is based on the way Prime customers view and interact with your title. CER is calculated based on multiple customer engagement factors, which can include the following: unique customers, or individual customers viewing your movie. Multiple viewings from the same account do not count as much. Titles that engage a high number of current customers and new Prime members are likely to have a higher CER. Title popularity. Notable talent, relevant genres, an IMDb presence and rating, and box office performance. Title caliber. Compelling and high-quality graphic assets, accurate and representative synopsis and metadata, and localized titles and key art. Yeah, okay. So, I heard a little something from someone behind the scenes over there that there are over 100 algorithmic factors that go into determining CER. One curious thing to note here is the curious omission of user reviews. They used to cite user reviews as one of the key metrics, but now there's no mention of it whatsoever. Now, this could mean nothing, but it kind of says to me that they're putting much less emphasis on those user reviews than they used to. All of this said, when it comes to CER, my advice is don't spend too much time trying to figure out why you got the CER you do. I went down a huge rabbit hole and I had access to numbers from over 1,000 movies and I still couldn't figure it out. But people will keep trying, so here's what Amazon says about best practices. While CER is based on customer inputs and engagement factors, there are many ways to potentially increase customer engagement. Our most successful providers increase engagement by using some of the following best practices. Review dashboard performance metrics to identify engagement trends, top performing titles, and more. Use these insights to bring additional selection and quality content for customers on Prime Video. In English, that means keep an eye on your dashboard to see how many minutes your movie is streaming, and take the number of unique views and divide by your overall minutes to get your average retention rate. You can use that to see if you're holding the audience's attention. Even though you may have a ton of minutes streamed, if the average viewer is clicking off after a few minutes or seconds, you're likely to have a low CER. So it is possible to have streamed millions of minutes and have a really low CER. Align your programming with seasonal relevancy. For key holidays, make sure your relevant titles are published well in advance. Provide accurate, crisp, clear, and compelling title metadata. Make sure you review our content policy guidelines. Create an IMDb page for your title. If your title already has an IMDb page, make sure the production and award details are accurate and up to date. Engage with your existing audience to promote your content available on Prime Video. It is critical that your posts and promotion use accurate Amazon branding and approved language. For example, make sure if you're hashtagging it, don't hashtag Amazon Video, you hashtag Prime Video. There may be one or two. Check their asset guides for more. So yeah, that's what they say. So try and do that stuff, but don't spend a bunch of time trying to overanalyze a failing project to figure out why it has a low CER. You'll never figure it out, and will probably end up focusing on the wrong things anyway. Now, a lot of the above info is in reference to releasing your movie through Amazon's SVOD, or subscription video on demand, meaning it's free to watch through Amazon Prime. But there is a completely different option. You can also list that movie through TVOD, or transactional video on demand. This means that it's strictly for rental and purchase, and you can set that price yourself within certain parameters. And basically the pay works like this. Amazon takes 50% of whatever you get. So if you're renting the movie for $3, you're gonna get $1.50. If you're setting a purchase price for $20, you're gonna get $10. Well, that seems like it'd be a much better deal than the 1 cent an hour, right? Well, it can be, but in general, people are much more likely to take a chance watching an indie film when they feel they've already paid for it, like through a subscription. It's very hard to get someone to actually spend money transactionally for a movie they've never heard of. And even if you have spent the time and built an audience, you're still going to get astronomically more eyeballs on your movie through SVOD or AVOD, ad video on demand, than TVOD. Now, When I say that Amazon is viable right now, that's exactly what I mean. It's viable right now. I mean, in spite of everything that I've said in this video, it's very obvious that Amazon is moving in a direction that is not conducive for independent filmmakers to make money or to even have their movies on there at all. I mean, there's a good chance that come 2022, Amazon won't be allowing unsolicited submissions of anything, including narrative films. But for right now, today, if you're uploading a movie, it can still make money. If you want to know a little more about SVOD, AVOD, and TVOD, check out this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification thingy. But whatever you do, keep making movies.